What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. It's here, it's already started, and oh my gosh, I feel like Loki, conveniently enough, rocking this new sweatshirt. Had to bring it out for this occasion because I feel like I'm grabbing and reaching and pulling for all of these sales going on. This is where I always ring the bell going, hey, don't pay full price for these figures because we know we've been conditioned now as the years have been going on and playing out for months and months. You don't have to spend full price. You can be like me for those ones you really absolutely must have, but there's so many others. If you're kind of, I don't have to get this figure right away, you can wait. And then there's super clearances. And if you're somebody who doesn't have an Ollie's nearby or wasn't able to take advantage of those crazy Target clearances, now's your time. This is the opportunity to get all these figures you've been eyeing all year. Those figures you were kind of like, I'll get them later. Later has arrived, and it's time for some great sales. Let's take a look at all the stuff. I mean, there's a ton. I just want to highlight some of the big sales, the big deals going on for figures, where you can get them, and all that great stuff. So let's take a look. First off, let's go look over at Amazon. They've had this sale going on for a few days, few weeks now, and I am eyeing that number one, that top spot, the West Coast Avengers 5-pack. I'm definitely grabbing that one soon, like in just a matter of, hey, is this money hit the account soon? Grabbing that's a definite priority for me. But again, if you missed out on those clearances for the Beyond Earth's Mightiest over at Target, where they were getting these 2-packs for Captain Marvel, Doctor Doom, what was another one? Hawkeye, of course, for $25. You can get them for a pretty reasonable discount too, so it's not too bad. Definitely paying less than $50 for Hawkeye and his Sky Cycle. I think Target had the Bruce Banner and Hulk set up for $31 at its lowest clearance that I saw. 41's not bad for it. Hulk is pretty much worth that deluxe price anyway, based on how they've delivered some of these deluxe figures. So getting a extra Bruce Banner in there, not a bad price. And if you just want to look at it like you're paying $20 for 2 figures, that's a really good deal. Then this Nakia is probably one of the best steals of this entire time. She had such a fantastic sculpt, such great work on this outfit. I mean, look at this. This is all original sculpt, so it's not reused and redone and all that stuff. Tremendous head sculpt. Definitely looks like Lupita Nyong'o, and she's got great accessories and comes with a Build-A-Figure piece. $5.99. If you don't even care about building a Tuma, you can build him really easily and not spend like more than $50 at this rate. So that is a really good price for a great looking figure. You get this Groot with the wings for $21.49. I think that's a pretty good deal. I thought he was 17 at the lowest I saw him. Then you get the What If figures that Hasbro Pulse has on clearance for $19, a little bit cheaper. I'm very curious to see how these sell because I don't feel like there's a huge demand for them, but you can definitely get those figures for a much better price now. This Black Widow, Jessica Drew, I think a lot of people were looking for the Spider-Verse version. She's now $13.49. Really good price, and I think that's a fair price for a Marvel Legends figure that doesn't have a ton of accessories or Build-A-Figure piece, so that's fair. I've already broken down this Hawkeye. The Magneto helmet, $30 off, not a bad price. This Rogue, this Outback version, based on the sculpting and the hair sculpt, I don't necessarily think that she's even a great deal at $17.49, but definitely if you're an Outback fan, you probably want her, and this is the best price for her. Definitely not a $25 figure. Then they've got some more recent ones like Chasm. He's $17.49. You get that Across the Spider-Verse spot for $17.49, another great price. Emma Frost is another figure. Even at 17, I think she's overpriced. I paid $7.49 for her at a Target clearance and still was like, did I pay too much? But there's some other ones like the Sharon Carter. She's really good in terms of just having a figure hanging around in your display, just as a civilian running around. She didn't necessarily look like anything in particular, so that's really good just to have a background civilian that needs saving from Captain America, Iron Man, etc. Then you got this Miles Morales with the hoodie, sweatshirt look, $17.49, not bad for him. Then more Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 figures. These are solid to add. They were right around the price for some of these figures. I remember some did not dip down to $7.49. Some stayed at $16.49 or were gone from the shelf. So not a bad price for them if you can get it. This Kang figure that I think is really great, $17.49. Ironheart, $10. Really good price for a deluxe figure that was originally $34. So, if you have a passing interest in Ironheart, that's a great deal for her. Baron von Strucker, $17.49. Tarantula, $17.49. Got at least Tarantula for $10 cheaper, but I really like him. He didn't have any accessories, no alternate head, no alternate hands, but I like him. And I think $17.49 is the price you should pay for a figure for no accessories at this rate. Monet, $17.49 too. Agatha, which is interesting because I think of all this is the one that a lot of people really want. She's the cheapest of this Hydra Stomper wave. She's $16.66. Coincidence with the last three digits? Maybe. But got Avalanche for $17.49. Long shot. This whole wave, the retro X-Men wave, I don't see Dark Phoenix and Spiral. I think they've sold out, but the rest are $17.49 at least. Wolverine is now $16.99, so if you've been waiting on him. More Spider-Verse figures for $17.49. Ditto for Rose. Yeah, Wolverine is also $16.66. I think he's one that is really tied if you get those other two X-Men 3-packs. If you don't have them, he's not a great deal, or you don't really need him. But if you got those, if you've already invested, you got to get Wolverine to finish up the set. Siren's $10, but if they threw in an extra head, she'd be worth it. This Gog the God Butcher, $7.19. That is a clearance price at Target. I think it's even cheaper. I don't really care about that figure, but maybe there's a use for him as a background character for that price. Really good deal. Then the comic book version is old school Marvel Legends price, basically. He's $20.99. I'm definitely going to grab him for that. He was one that there was nothing to him that made him $30. But for old school Marvel Legends price, I'm down. I'm game to buy him. So a lot of good stuff. Like things I was like, wow, I can't believe this. Loki, Kid Loki, $3.59 for the Funko Pop. That's really good. Let's see, was there anything else I really thought was a really good deal? If you missed out on this Mojo World set, it's again cheap, $64. Not bad for that one. So a lot of cool stuff. Mr. Sinister, $21 at Amazon, which is a good price. And then I'm starting to see a few repeats, but there's really good sales, really good deals. Here you go. Some G.I. Joe Classified series, the Ninjas at $31.49. This Ghost Rider bike was cheaper, I think, at Target at their last clearance. But again, if you missed out on some of these clearance deals, these are really good. The multi-pack of Excalibur, $55.99. I think that's a much better price point for those figures, considering Kitty's hair is a nightmare, and Megan should probably be in her orange attire based on how she's paired up with Captain Britain. Or a Captain Britain suit isn't quite right either. But anyway, $55.99 I think is a good price. X-Man, you might be able to find him over at Ollie's, but only for like a couple dollars cheaper, maybe even $1 or so cheaper, but that's a decent price for him. So, and then we got more of these Puff Adder figures, $17.49 for Elena. Really good deals. Not upset with these prices at all. They get your Apocalypse, the retro version, for $36. Again, really good stuff. I figure Multiple Man's one I'm going to stack up and grab a few now that he's a lot cheaper. So that's the way to go for me with him, because you can't just have one Multiple Man. You got to have several, at least 3. So there you go on that end. So I like that. Amazon is bringing it big time with these sales. Let's take a look and see on the G.I. Joe front what they're rocking with, because, if I'm looking at figures, I've got to look at G.I. Joe. Let's see if they have any deals for Black Friday. Desert Commando, I think, is a really good price at $17.49. He's a figure I was like, I don't need another Snake Eyes, but this colored tone, this color scheme looks great. Perfect price point for him at that deal. Crimson Viper or Crimson Bat, $17.49, another good price. Those Ninjas, the blue ones, $32 for them. If you desperately ever needed to fill out these G.I. Joe origin figures, $6. You really cannot beat that price. Then they got Super 7 figures, $38. This is for Wave 2 Baroness, so that's a pretty good deal. The SD Comic Con Bat comic book colors, $37. Also a good price. Not a lot of G.I. Joe figures on sale because, it's one of the hottest brands, but there are some decent prices for them if you needed them. Now, that's basically what Amazon's bringing. Lots of stuff. I mean, there's still multiverse sales, WWE figures, Star Wars Black, but those are the ones that really caught my attention. And I was like, wow, these are some things I need to add into my cart, figure out what the heck I'm doing with this. Another retailer that always brings it on Black Friday is GameStop, and they did not disappoint. Once again, coming through hard with this. They've got a buy two, get one free sale, which essentially takes all the $24.99 figures, takes them down to $16.49, that price, which is really good for Marvel Legends in 2023. And they've got a lot of new-ish figures. You can get this Squadron Supreme set for, you can get those and then find another $49.99 set. But you can also get these X-Men 97 figures, including Magneto and Bishop, and then you can toss in somebody else. So that is a really good deal. You can get all these Eternal figures, $269. I mean, if you never cared about them, you don't need to worry, but man, you may as well toss them in and get them for $5 again. They're more figures that you can have in the background. And then Nebula from What If, $6. There's some really cheap figures in this deal here. And these aren't part of the two get one free deal, but I mean, honestly, do you need them any cheaper? Then you got more Marvel's figures, so you can get these two and get a third one to keep completing the line. Again, more X-Men 97 figures, really good options. So there's a Storm, lots of great figures. You can finally get this, so you can add up your inner demons on here, so you can grab them in. Miles is on this sale as well. Elektra, Daredevil is part of this as well. The Build-A-Figure Chode Wave characters in here as well. So lots of great figures that you can take advantage of. You can get this set from GameStop, so you can get that in the other one. So you got those covered as well. Just need to find something around that same price point. Ditto for the Thor versus Destroyer set. And then you could also grab this Super Adaptoid if you really need him for $70 and get him now. So there's a lot of things I'm going to have to consider, ponder even, and there's a lot of stuff that I've been eyeing that kind of is basically the same price point as the Hasbro Pulse sale, but there's a ton. So it's lots of decisions coming up for me in terms of where I'm going to take advantage of all these sales. And you can see Amazon just price match what GameStop had for Gore. So you can get him multiple ways for cheap. Yeah, here's where I can finally get this Puff Adder head and with the Captain America Ultimate accessory. So there we go for that. Knock that out finally. There is a ton. So you're not going to see these Spider-Man. They don't have this for any of the stuff that's not in stores or available right now on their website. But there's a lot of options, lots of things you can grab relatively soon here. So a ton of stuff here. I mean, there's a lot of great options in terms of what to get. You can get this, I thought this was the new version of Luke Cage, but it's the retro version. You can get this Cyber Spider-Woman figure. I mean, there's a ton of things here. A lot that I've been kind of holding off on buying, and it's like, oh man, you use this, get your multiple man army built up there through that route. I really appreciate that. Here's Blob. I know one of my friends has been looking for him on sale, so here he is as an option. So just depending on which way you want to go with this, there's a lot of ways you can take advantage of the sales. And of course, you can mix and match and do all kinds of different things. You don't have to just get Marvel Legends. You can go here into G.I. Joe and, oh man, because you can get the Snow Serpents. And so you could do like me and building up this crazy Snow Serpent army. And I love the fact that I could do that now. And I can grab 3, take advantage of the sale really fast and really easy. Then, of course, being Tunnel Rat, Firefly, Lowlight, and Grunt, really good wave of figures. They don't have, of course, the Shockwave, the Ripper, Hawk, Helix, and Buzzer Wave up there because they're not quite ready to go out in stores. I know Amazon has them, but they're not available to grab here. So again, there's another cheap way to get these G.I. Joe Snake Eyes origin figures if you really so desperately needed them. But really, I don't care about those figures, so no need to grab them. But GameStop absolutely delivering as always for these sales. I love what they come up with. If you get their membership, you get those a little bit cheaper anyway. So it's like ticking away down at the price points. And then they have an option right now on sale where if you pick up the stuff, and of course, this 100% depends if your local GameStops. actually has these figures in store. But if they do, you can get $5 off when you go to the store and pick it up. So there's another way you can save some more money, and they don't have like the minimum purchase like some of the other places. So that's another great way you can go with your figures. So I'm loving all the options. It's really just a matter of where the heck I'm going to go with this stuff, because there is a ton of things that I want to get, things that I've been waiting on, and now it's here. And then we go over to Big Bad Toy Store. You know, they've been doing a ton of sales as well. Right now, they still have this amazing Mafex Hush Huntress figure for $64.99. That is a great price for her. The Super 7 Ultimate set, Thundercats, Power Rangers, the Animaniacs, G.I. Joe, a ton of stuff there. And of course, they've got their holiday season sale, so there's a rack of figures you can get for sale. I'm not going to go through everything, but there's some really good prices on this stuff here. Mezco, Cyclops, $60 for example. Tony Stark, Iron Man, which is almost comic book perfect, except for this dumb blue arc reactor piece, $16.09. You get the Hydra Stomper here for $45. Lots of good deals as well on Big Bad Toy Store. Maybe not as many as some of these other ones that are just coming hard, coming strong right now, but it's a lot. Then, of course, another my affiliates, Entertainment Earth. They've still got their early Black Friday action figure promotion going, and you get this most recent wave of G.I. Joe Ultimates for $32.99, the older ones for $24.40. I need to get some more Dark Troopers that they're rocking at $12.82. That's just a yes brainer for me. Finally, I get Monstar. I mean, it's just a ton of really good deals here. And I know I'm saying that a lot, but I mean, some of this stuff I've been waiting to go on sale for a while. They are on sale now. I was waiting to see if my boy Firestorm was going to be part of this. He's not, but there's a lot of other things. Taking advantage of these outlet deals is a way to go with Entertainment Earth. $3.75 for the Client for the Black Series. He's another background character for that price. It's worth grabbing. Just a lot of options here, and a lot of things I've been kind of keeping in my, yes, I'll grab that when it reaches that appropriate price point. And I think now they've hit that with a lot of stuff, a lot of figures on there for me. And with all this stuff, of course, I've got to mention Hasbro Pulse, because Pulse comes through once again. And, you know, I was like, I think they're going to have it again this year. And, you know, there was no word because they were doing their clearance options too. And I was like, well, is this going to get in the way? Is this going to interfere? But no, it's not. They're doing the season saving sales event. If you're a Pulse Premium member, this is why I always say this is worth getting Pulse membership, because in addition to getting your HasLab shipped for free, the early drops on stuff, and then the occasional sales, it pays itself off in really no time. And this is unlike a lot of the memberships where you're just paying for a privilege. This, you actually get to take advantage of sales and different options. And here's a big one. So you get 35% when you spend $75 or more on select items. Now, of course, that means some of the newer stuff that you might be going, oh man, they haven't in storage yet. Is Pulse going to have this on sale? They're not. Of course, there's going to be some limits to those. So again, with the G.I. Joe Classified series, Hawk, Helix, Shockwave, Buzzard, Ripper, they're not going to be part of this sale. Probably next spring when they get around to that, that's when you'll see them on sale. Not that you're going to be suffering for good options in terms of figures to grab. You can get this Minosaur 5-pack. That's 35% off. I'm not going to break down all the math on all these figures, but I do know for the $24.99 figures, that takes them down to 16 and change. That's a really good deal. I was shocked to see that this auto-converting Grimlock is actually part of this sale. Whatever the sale price is on that is a really good deal. So that's crazy. You get this $1,500 figure for 35% off if you're a Pulse Premium member. So that's a really good deal right in itself. You get this Indoor Rebel Trooper, one that I need to buy a couple more of, along with the one that I have. That's good to see him as part of this sale. You can get these vintage collection figures for a more reasonable price. That's great to see, including Storm Clone Troopers. So lots of Transformers as usual. They're always going to be the ones that sell out fastest. So if you want, I would recommend grabbing those quick. Speaking of things that go quick, the Stormtroopers are already gone. They have Black Series Stormtroopers available. First thing to sell out. Everything else that I've looked at, have in my cart to grab, still available. The Stormtroopers are gone. So then we've also got the Heroes Return Iron Man from the Marvels wave. a figure I really, really like. He's on sale now too. All these guys from Marvel's Wave. I gotta grab Karnak and I've got to get Commander Rogers. They're ones that I'm grabbing right away. Tiger Force Dusty. I was surprised to see him. He's the most recent Joe available. None of the other ones, but I was surprised to see him. I was thinking maybe they throw in the Python Patrol Crimson Viper or Crimson Guard. He's not there, but Tiger Force Dusty, his Wave counterpart, is. You can get Captain Marvel and Photon, get them. So that's really nice to see. You can get the whole set. Really good to get that all at once. You get Darth Vader here with the burnt red. He's on sale also. And if you don't have an Ollie's that has these figures for $10, you can grab them now. Yeah, you can get these 2-packs. MJ Watson and Green Goblin, Doc Ock and Aunt May. You can get those down for cheaper too. That's really nice. Really good to get those kind of figures that you might have been holding out hope for. Much cheaper. Now, one of my buddies did have this in his cart, so I can tell you what the breakdown for those figures would be. So if you grab, let's see, the $49.99 Drax and Moondragon, get those for $32.50. I thought that was a really good set for $50. Getting them for even cheaper is a great deal. And of course, that doesn't kind of play out as well, I think, with these 2-packs, at least with Hawkeye, because it's like I'm pretty much paying more than I could from other retailers. So that's not a great deal. But this Drax and Moondragon, it's a really good set. You heard me say how great it was throughout the year, and having them in hand was great. I'm not disappointed that I paid $50 for them. I thought they'd probably go on sale later. So there you go. But I really like that price point for those figures. Thorn Destroyer also cheaper now as well. You want to get your Dungeons and Dragons on, you can get a bunch of those for a lot cheaper. You can get Johnny Lawrence and Miguel Diaz, aka Blue Beetle, a lot cheaper. This $27.99 price point for these figures was terrible. It was awful. Now you can get them for a more reasonable price point. Ditto for the Super Adaptoid. Although I still think that he's not worth that price because he's too darn much money. And then you get Rita Repulsa, so she's available. She's an option as well. And I think she, in that ultimate form, is a really good deal. You get the Mighty Minotaur also for cheaper. If you wanted to get any of these Indiana Jones figures, they're a better price point, $16 for most of them. I don't know why this Caro version of Indy is $33.99. I haven't been getting these figures, but $16.99 for these guys, really good price. Then you get your Skrull 2-pack. That's another one you can knock out. Your Clone Trooper helmet in case you don't want to wait on Ollie's to get those. You get more of these 2-packs of Secret Wars, Captain Marvel versus Doctor Doom, more Spider-Verse figures. And again, like I said before, Transformers always seem to sell out pretty quick on this thing. So, excuse me, if you're interested, you need to grab those quicker. Excuse me again. So you got your Bruce Banner and Hulk, $59.99. Iron Man model Mark 1. More Dungeons and Dragons Beasts. Those are really fun. So those are $44.99. They're also in my buddy's cart. So let's see what those figures clock in at. $32.50 for those as well. So I think these are really good deals, especially for stuff if you've been waiting out and holding out hope in terms of buying. Get your Squadron Supreme set for cheaper too. Those are good for that price point. Power Rangers available as well. Electro Nachios, Daredevil. Again, a ton of stuff. You can get Scrap Iron here if you missed out when he was $25 at Target. You can get him for cheaper. Torpedo, Copperhead, Rock and Roll Shipwreck, Bazooka. Really great figures. Love all of them, so you can get them. Here's that Doc Ock and May set that I was mentioning. A really good deal because this Doc Ock is pretty cool with this price point, with this discount. And I'll take that set to $32. So he's almost worth it alone for that because of his removable tentacles you can plug into something else. But there's so much stuff here, and they're right now they only have 5 pages worth of savings. So if you want to get all these figures, you might want to hold off in case there's more you want, because as we saw last year, they added more figures to the sale as time went on. But some of this stuff, like the Stormtrooper, may sell out. So if you're waiting, don't wait. Just go ahead and grab them. Once you hit your $75 limit, then go on and buy them and then come back later. Cal Kestis is sold out as well. So, I mean, again, Star Wars and Transformers almost always seem to be what goes quicker here. And that's probably because people are like, yeah, I'm not paying this prices for these figures. So when they go on sale, people are on them. Again, Trainbot, Suigen from Masterpiece, sold out. So those are ones. Marvel Legends tend to stick around a little bit longer compared to some of these other figures. GI Joe the same way. But yeah, there's plenty good options in terms of figures here. So it's not like you won't be missing out on stuff. More Transformers here, Core Wave. This one I think is a great deal. This Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian, $25, which means you can get him for $16, and that is one of my favorite figures of the year. So definitely worth grabbing. You can finally get a Grogu worth $16, not $25 here. Obi-Wan Kenobi figures available as well. Then you get your Echo Base Hoth Soldiers. That's a really good price, good sales there as well. So I'm feeling this, loving the sales, loving all the options in terms of where to go. So much stuff to get. It is just a matter of where the heck am I going. You get this auto converting trailer. That's also on sale. Moon Knight for all y'all who wanted this one and could not find him in stores. He's now on Pulse. You can get it for cheaper. It always seems to be how it works out. We stress out. We try to find this stuff. And then, oh, here it is later, just a few months later. So Palpatine sold out. I feel like I've seen him at Ollie's, though. So maybe you don't need to rush out for him. But a ton of good options, good figures. Like I said, oh, wait, there's another page. Let's see what else is on here. I think they started adding some more. Mr. Sinister is also available for cheaper. You get Little Annie and the Vintage Collection version. So you can get him. Then you can finally get this Mighty Morphin Pudgy Pig for a cheaper price. I like that figure. He's fun to pose around. So he's a good one to get for cheap too. And of course, you pay this price for the Eternals, but why would you? Wheeljack sold out. So again, Star Wars and Transformers, those are the ones to hit up first if you're looking to take advantage of this Pulse sale. Those are the ones that tend to go the absolute quickest. There might be the exceptional one, Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe figure, but those are the ones you need to grab first and fastest on those sets. So let me know what you're looking at, what you're going to grab. If you're going to Entertainment Earth, if you're going to Amazon, check out my affiliates, use my links and grab them. I deeply appreciate it. It helps out the channel so much. And it's time to start taking advantage of all these sales. Let's grab them. Let me know what you're pulling into your virtual carts and what you're planning to grab as a result of these big sales. And let me know if you're holding out hope for something else that hasn't been listed yet. But it's a great time of the year. Time to start taking advantage of all this stuff you did not get earlier. And I'll be back probably Wednesday. No, maybe I'll just be back on tomorrow because I'll probably do a live tomorrow since Thanksgiving is Thursday. No normal edition of Lyle's Figure Files, but I'll be back on tomorrow. Let me know what you picked up, and we'll break down those DC Multiverse, Wonder Woman, Steel, and other figures that are popping up and all kinds of stuff. And of course, we'll talk about what kinds of things you picked up as a sale. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this very small and very short sales update episode of Lyle's Figure Files. Has been